All right, I did a video on logical operators before, so if you really want to understand how it works, you can check my channel for that video. Now, for this video, we'll be taking an example which involves the use of logical operators. Now, it says write a function that checks for alphabetic character. It says the prototype we're using is int, is alpha int c. It says it returns 1 if c is a letter, whether it's a lowercase or uppercase, and returns 0 when otherwise. Now, let's look at the prototype we're using. You can see we have integer here. So you might be wondering, how about we're writing letters of the alphabets and you're using an integer. Now, take note that the type here is actually for the return type. And the return type we have here, they are both integers, which is a 1 and 0. And then secondly, even for your letters A to Z, the compiler or the C program doesn't store them as A to Z. It uses a number, I think it's called ASCII value, where the lowercase a, I think is about 97, B 98 down to 122, which is for the lowercase z. And then for the uppercase, A 65, B 66, all the way down to Z, which is 90. Now you can also see that in this function, we're going to be having an argument or a parameter, and that is going to be int c. All right, we'll jump to code block and write the code. All right, so now we'll be writing our code. Now, don't worry about the int main. The int main is trying to test the function that we've written. You know, a function has two parts. You have to write and you have to call. So the code down here calls the function. For example, we're using a variable ch. When you input a letter, it's going to hold the letter and then run that letter against the function which we're going to write here. Now, if it meets the criteria there, it's going to tell you that the character is an alphabetic character. If it doesn't, it's going to tell you that the character is not an alphabetic character. So that is this part. Now let's get right into the code. Now we're going to be using if because we're making some comparison. So we're going to say if, let me open my curly braces, and the first one we're going to start with if c is greater than, if c is greater than or equal to a, that's lowercase a now, and for and we're using our ampersand, and c is less than or equal to, c is less than or equal to z. Now, I have to explain something here. You can see we're using greater than. Normally, we would say C equals A, and then C less than or equal to Z. But in this case, because your program uses the ASCII value, now the ASCII value for A is 97, and for Z is 122. So you can see the range of values we're looking at is 97 to 122, of which C can be greater than or equal to 97, because C can be 97, 98, 99 down to 122. So that's the range of value. That's why we're having C is greater than here and less than here. I hope that makes sense. So after writing the first part, which is for the lowercase, now we have to write for the uppercase because we're saying it's either lowercase or uppercase. Now in logical reasoning, we use pipe to represent or. So after that, we open up our curly braces again. I don't want to go through this, so let me just copy the code. So when I come here, I'll paste it out, and I'm going to just change to the uppercase. So now I've written all my condition. So I'll pull my curly braces. I'll open my curly braces. So we're saying return 1 when this is true. So return 1 when this is true, else we open our curly braces again. Else return 0. Else return 0. So I think we've gotten that part. I didn't close this. Okay. And That's that. Okay, so that is it. So C can either be the lowercase or these two pipes here means or the uppercase. Anything outside this will return 0. 0 is a false and 1 is true. So let's run this code and see what happens. I'm not sure why it's taking too long. So you can see here it says enter an alphabet. Let me try A. You can see it says the character A is an alphabetic character. Now let's try again. Let's run it again, and I'm going to impute something that is not an alphabetic character. So let's try at. There you can see the character at is not an alphabetic character. All right, thanks for watching and do have a lovely day.